Hello, welcome to Pilates. Today we are going to start in our all fours, coming to the mat, and let's just take a nice breath. Taking an inhale here. Let's inhale into cat, opening that back, inhale. And exhale, press it out into child's pose. Rolling the shoulders down and back, squeezing that upper back. Spreading the fingertips, taking an inhale. Stepping into the present moment. Exhale. Inhale it up. Let's take an inhale. Pressing our hands under one arm, reaching back into child's pose, letting the neck kind of rest, the head rest on the mat. Take an inhale, we're opening that back. Exhale, lift and reach that arm to the ceiling into a twist. Inhale, twisting under. Exhale, reach. Inhale, twist. And exhale, lift. And dropping that hand, let's switch sides. Inhale, sitting under, palm to the ceiling, stretching the back. Exhale, twist to the ceiling, opening the chest and the back. Inhale, sitting back and twist. Exhale, reach it up, opening that chest, opening the back. And inhale here. Let's go into cat-cow. Exhale, hunching the back. Inhale, hunching the back. And exhale, arching the back. Taking a breath, releasing the tension from the hips and that low back. Inhale, pulling navel to spine, pressing, shifting the weight over the hands. Exhale, release. Inhale in. Exhale, pressing back into child's pose. And taking a breath here. Sitting into child's pose. Taking a breath, opening that upper back. And let's bring our one leg up into pigeon stretch, bringing this knee forward, dropping all the way down, placing our hands down, and taking a breath. We can lower all the way down onto our elbows. Taking an inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lifting up. Let's lift this foot up, getting that hip flexor stretch. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And coming up, let's switch legs. You can come up into high plank, dropping other knee, taking an exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, kind of changing that breath a bit. Really releasing that glute. Inhale. Exhale, lift that leg. Folding down. Exhale, lift. And lift. And coming up into all fours, we're going to rock the hips side to side. And staying in all fours, let's go for our hip circles. Inhale, open. Exhale, rotating back. So I'm wearing ankle weights. You don't have to. This is just an option for intermediate to advanced. If you want some resistance training in the legs. We're taking an inhale, open. Exhale, rotate. Inhale. Exhale, really use that core to open the legs. 2. And rotate it open. 1. Good. Resting it out and switching sides. Remember to keep that nice posture. Our upper back is engaged. Inhale, open. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Opening the hip. Rotate, turn. Engaging that core here. Using the core to allow some mobility in the hips. And exhale, sitting back into child's pose. Great. Coming up to all fours, we're going for a leg extension and lifting back. Keep that leg up without overarching the back or turning into one hip. Keep that hip stable. See that hip turn? Pull the lower core in. Inhale, point the toes. Exhale, flex that leg. Inhale. Exhale. Keep that upper body holding you up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Squeeze that glute. Squeeze the quad. Using some hamstring here. 2. And 1. Good. Warming up those legs. Shake it out. Rocking hips side to side. Keeping hands up. Press into that upper back. Arch. Finding neutral spine. Kicking opposite leg out. You may have to adjust your arms and legs. Keep that leg straight. Exhale. Kicking a knee. Keeping that knee parallel. Inhale. Exhale. Pull that core up so we're not arching the back. Inhale. Exhale. Focus on breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Squeezing that glute to quad. Inhale. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Sitting back, resting into child's pose. And we're going to place the elbows right under our shoulders, coming into a slight arch in that back. Pulling that navel into spine. Let's lift this leg and coming up, fire hydrant, and kick it back. Exhale. Inhale, pull that navel in. Exhale, pull it in and open. Inhale, hug. Exhale, kick. Hug. Open. Hug. Kick. We're taking a movement of a hug in between each movement. Hug and kick so that we're able to engage that core and slow everything down. Exhale, kick. Exhale, kick. Inhale. Exhale, open. Exhale. And open. Hug. Kick. 2. And last one. Pulling that navel in the whole time. Good. Really focusing on pulling that navel up into the back so we're not arching the back. So slight modification there. Nice and slow. Kicking out. Inhale, hug. Exhale, open. Hug. Hug. Open. Hug. Kick. Hug. Open. Hug. Kick. Hug. Open. Kick. 2. And last one. And releasing back into child's pose. Awesome. Now we're gonna flip it over onto our backs. And lying on our back, keeping leg nice and flat, feet flat, sorry. So with those feet flat, we're going for our hip bridge. Let's grab our ring, if you have it. So ring is overhead. You're gonna squeeze and lift, hold. 3, 2, 1. I want you to focus on form, pulling the air out of the lower core. Inhale. Exhale, reach and squeeze that ring. Inhale, lower. Exhale, reach and squeeze the ring, pushing through outer feet and heels. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. And last one. Great. Next, we're going to go for our hip bridge marches. Let's keep the ring overhead and try to squeeze it as much as you can. Inhale, lift, and drop the hips. Lift the hips and march. And drop. Lift. Inhale. Pull that navel into spine, really pulling that lower core in. Squeeze the ring. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze that ring. Last 2. March it out. And 1. Rest it out. Good. We're going to bring the knees up 90 degrees, pointing the toes. You can keep ankle weights on or take them off. We're slowly adding a march. Squeeze this ring slightly over the chest. Inhale, exhale. Trying to keep the lower back as flat as you can. Inhale, lower. Deep belly breath. Back is nice and flat. Inhale. Exhale. The weight, the ring can be over the chest or over the head is harder. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Let that lower core work. Nice and controlled. Inhale, hold. Switch. Exhale, up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up. Last 2. 1, and rest it out. Great, and we're gonna go for our kicks to the ceiling. So we're gonna use the ring as we kick for some chest and arms, if you have the ring. If you don't have the ring, you can just use the ball, same thing, pressing in or hold a weight. So squeezing that ring in. Inhale, legs are bent. Exhale, squeeze everything to the ceiling. Bend and squeeze, pulling lower back to the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Inhale. 3, 2, control that body. 1, and rest. Good job. And we're going to swap the ring for the ball, holding the ball in as we lift up into a little mini crunch. We're going for low bicycles. So we're going to swing those legs rather than scoop up. So just kick, alternate that kick. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Pull that navel down and back. Inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Use that core. 3, 2, 1, and lower. Awesome job. Quick rest side to side. Next one we're going to do is our opposite arm leg extension with the ball. We're going to come up and squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze that ball into the shin. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lower. Pressing into that leg. 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Awesome job. And let's switch. Opposite arm and leg is coming up to meet that shin. You can use the ball or have no ball. Inhale, lift. Pull that navel up into the core. Press the ball into the shin. And inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Really pulling that lower belly down. 2, and 1. Awesome, and rest it out. Dropping the knees side to side. Awesome, and let's go for our dead bugs. Bringing this both knees up, opposite knee to ball, and inhale, lower, nice and controlled. Exhale, hug. You can lower the leg as much as you want, as long as you feel like your back is not lifting off the mat. Nice and controlled. Last one here. Great, and rest. Switching sides. Pulling the navel in, down and back. Lifting out, knees up. Inhale, lower. Pulling that knee in. Inhale, lift. 3, 2, 1. Good. Shake it out, dropping knees to both sides. Good. And we're going to bring the ball in mid-thigh. Lifting knees up. We're squeezing that ball. Arms are out by our side. We're gently lowering to one side. Inhale, swivel. Use that oblique and lower core to lift you. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Deep lower core is working. Inhale. Exhale, swivel. Nice and slow. Keep it up. pulling that lower core into the spine. 2, 1, and rest. Awesome job. Good. We're going to use no ball now. Just our lower core and legs are going to be working. It's way harder if you have ankle weights on. So if you want to take them off, you can, or try them out. So we're going to go for leg raise, open at the bottom, and come up. So inhale, you can keep your neck lifted or keep it flat. If it's flat, it's going to be hard to keep the legs as low as you can. Keep those legs together, slight bend. Inhale, exhale, open. Inhale, exhale. Together, squeeze those legs together. 3, don't pull on the neck. 2, exhale, last one, inhale. And 1, rest it out. Those are hard, quick set there. Great job. We're gonna come on to our side next. So we're gonna be up on our elbow. We can squeeze that ball if we need. We're gonna do fire hydrant and flexion kick. Inhale, open. So let's try to keep our hips. The hips are gonna rotate, but not our torso. So stay facing forward. Pull that rib cage down, core is in. So again, if you have ankle weights, it will be harder and a little more leg muscle resistance. So let's press into the ball, roll the shoulders down and back, okay? Try not to push on this elbow, push up, right? So we're using some oblique serratus anterior, which is an ab right under the rib cage that helps support the shoulder girdle. So roll the shoulders down and back. We're opening, exhale, kick. Inhale, lower. Open, exhale, kick. You want to go nice and slow to really feel your core and hips open. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Keep pulling that rib cage down and off the floor. Exhale. Inhale, open. Good job. We're almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Nice and controlled. You want to try to feel all those muscles we were talking about in the beginning. All right, we're going to go for leg kicks back. We're not coming all the way forward. Inhale, exhale, kick. Let's point the toe forward, exhale, heel. Inhale, exhale, heel. Inhale, exhale, heel. I want to make sure you're also positioned up. Inhale, exhale, heel. Inhale, pull that rib cage down, core is in. Inhale, forward, exhale, heel, back. Inhale, toe. Squeezing that glute back, working that back extension. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Nice. Shake it out. You may not feel it as much if you don't have the ankle weights, but you will feel it. You want to focus on keeping that core and not losing the core. Let's switch sides. Staying up on that elbow. So making sure we're not pushing our rib cage down. Pull that rib cage up, down into the core. Elbow right under the shoulder. Pressing into that ball. We're opening for that extension. So keeping your hips kind of facing me, facing the camera. So it's an inhale, open, exhale, kick. Pulling that core down. Nice and controlled. Try to hold each movement. Open, exhale. Using that glute, using some core here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale, open. Inhale, lower. Exhale, open. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lower and return. Last one, lower and rest. Good job. Now we're going to go for those kicks back. You can rest the shoulder if you need to. I know it may be hurting. Try to push up. So we're using that upper back to hold your shoulder up. So pointing the toes slightly forward. Don't go past your hips. Slightly forward. Don't go too far past. So stay right in front of that knee. Exhale, heel. Inhale, point. Exhale, heel. That lower oblique is really working at the top there. Inhale, point. Exhale, heel. Use that lower core to help control the legs. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. And rest it out. Coming back up. We'll come up to seated. You can hug the knees in. And take a nice forward fold here. We're going to try some leg lifts. So if you need something to hold you up in this seated position, you can. You can use the ball, or you can use hands behind you to lift. You can also put the ball on under the leg. That may feel harder or easier depending for some people. So you could put the ball behind the back to kind of hold you up and lift this leg. So it's a slight lift in the leg. It's not going to be too high. These are really challenging. We're really not used to lifting our legs like this. So you can hold the ball here for support if you want. We're going to inhale. So I want you to pull the chest out. Put the hands slightly back behind you. Inhale. Harder is lifting the arms. Okay, trying to balance through the hip flexor. Inhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 1. Good. Rest it out. So we're really using that lower core to pull that leg up and back. So again, you can use the ball to hold you up. Inhale, lift. Inhale, exhale. Breathing through, chest is out. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Great. We're going to come onto our knees here. Working some arms as we're in this position. So pulling our core in, down and back. We're going to use a hip bridge. Press up. 1, 2, 3. Inhale in. So if you don't have the ring, you can use the ball, or you can use a weight and just hold it out and slightly lift up. So with the ring, we're squeezing it in for 3 pulses. So inhale, exhale, press. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, hip hinge. Exhale, push. 3, 2, 1. Using some shoulders, inner core and arms, inner chest and arms. 2, 1. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lower. Exhale, shoot. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Pulsing through. And lower. Awesome. Quick rest of the arms. Resting shoulders. We're going to go for some side bends next. So we're going to take a knee here Rolling shoulders down and back, lifting arm up, squeezing that ring. We're tilting over that front knee. Lifting over, squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Exhale it back up to standing. And rotate. Exhale it up. Inhale, tilt. Exhale, slowly come up. Exhale, tilt. And up. Inhale, tilt, and squeeze slightly. Last one. Exhale, rest. So try to roll those shoulders down and back and not pull on the neck at all. Opposite leg is here. Rolling shoulders down and back. Squeeze that ring as you tilt. Pulling this hip down to the ground. Exhale. Coming up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 2. And last one. Balancing through those hips, really using that core to balance you up. All right. We are going to go for a little bit of our bird dogs. Now you can use the ball for this and squeeze as we kick that leg up. If you want to make it a little more resistance, we're going to use the ring. So the ring can be under the hand like this. We're going to pulse that ring. Ready? Pulse and keep that leg lifted. Inhale, using some arms, using some core. Keep that leg lifted. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Use those triceps. 3, 2, 1. And switching sides, resting it out. You go into child's pose, bringing the ring or ball under opposite hand and press. Inhale, lift that lower core in. Pulling that toe out. Keeping the glute the same height as your hips and back. Controlling that ring with your arm muscles. Adding some great resistance here. Inhale. Balancing the body. 3, 2, and 1. Rest it out. Awesome job. Going into child's pose. And we're going to take a nice set of push-ups. So bringing the hands right under the shoulders. And we're going to try it without one leg. So both legs are down on our knees. What you're going to do is keep your body sort of in a line. So don't bring your hips in that all fours. Bring it forward, shifting the weight over the hands. Slightly bend. If you can only do a short little bend, that's okay. What you can also do is place the ball. It may move, but placing the ball under the chest and tapping that ball. All right. So we're going to take a nice exhale, bend, inhale, lift. Exhale, bend, inhale, lift. You can use the ring or the ball for that chest support. Exhale, lower. Inhale. So you're shifting the weight all over those hands into the chest and upper back. Inhale. Exhale, let's lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press. 2 more. And last one. Awesome. Sitting back into child's pose. I really hope you were able to do those after doing the one leg for so long. These are a little harder. Great job. Next, we're going to lie all the way down for a little bit of Superman's. Rolling shoulders down and back. We're gonna lift the legs as we lift those elbows back behind us, and then we're gonna open them out to the side, flying through. 3, 2, 1, bend and drop. So we're gonna lift up, inhale, exhale, 3, 2, 1. Make sure they're a little lower than shoulder level, your hands. Inhale, reach, exhale, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Inhale, exhale, inhale, lower, exhale, lift, 2, 1, and lower, exhale, 3, 2, 1, inhale, and exhale, lift through that posterior chain, lower, and lift. Inhale, lower. Great. Rolling the shoulders down and back, taking a nice cobra stretch here. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Great. We're going to flip it over onto our back. Taking a rest, hugging knee into chest. We're gonna stay up in a small little crunch. Arms are by our shoulders, arms are by our legs. We're gonna lift up. Inhale, lower. Try to keep your legs straight. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, switch, exhale, switch. Pulsing that switch, keeping your breath. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Hugging knees to chest. And we're gonna go for reverse crunches. Knees are bent 90 degrees, arms are by your side on the mat. Taking an inhale, slowly lower as much as you can. Exhale up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Slow and controlled, pulling that lower core down. 3, 2, and 1. Great. Hugging those knees in. Taking a quick rest. If you have the ankle weights, you can take these off so you can stretch a little better. Taking a breath, taking an inhale here. Hugging those knees into chest. And we're gonna do one last set here, and we're gonna hold a hip bridge. We're gonna reach those arms overhead as we do a calf raise. Inhale, drop all the way down for an exhale. Inhale, reach, calf raise. Exhale, drop. Inhale, reach, roll those shoulders down and back. Your rib cage is still down. We don't want to flare the rib cage and lose the core. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, reach, exhale, and drop. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, reach, exhale. Awesome. Last one. And take a rest. We're going to hug the knees in. Let's cross one leg over the thigh and lift it up. Taking a breath here, pointing the toes. Great job today. Good. And switching sides, taking an inhale, exhale to the sky, pointing the toes, flexing the foot. And let's open the hips, dropping here, reaching the arms overhead. Take a nice rest. Inhale, exhale, drop it down, opening those hips. Let's take 2 deep breaths here. Nice big hip openers. the more we try to work our hip strength, mobility, and working the core with the hips, we may feel some tightness or tension in those hips. So releasing it here. Inhale, exhale. And coming up slowly, keeping that butterfly stretch, hugging those knees. Inhale, exhale, fold. And we'll kick one leg out, down to the toes. Take an inhale. Exhale. Switching sides, taking that nice inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. And feet together. Let's take that nice exhale, fold down to the toes. Breathing in. Slowing the breath here. Coming up and just sitting cross-legged and doing some neck tilts. Roll the shoulders down and back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Nodding the head. 1. Great job. Thanks for joining today. Hope you had a wonderful day and you continue to do so. Thanks for watching.